What we have here is Anbernic's latest SP GBA SP style handheld console. It has a clamshell design. Whoa, this packaging really gives off that strong Nintendo vibe. Let's quickly unbox it and take a look. While unboxing, check specifications. Counting Anbernic's K101SP, this RGSP is the 4th GBA SP style handheld. This here is the user manual. It's available in both Chinese and English. Underneath, there's a screen cleaning paper, a tempered glass screen protector, and this should be the A to C charging data cable. And of course, the traditional small pouch, which is the same as the 30XX SP. This time, it's a victory for the patient. This is a perfect one-to-one replica of the GBA SP, right? We now see an Anbernic logo on the front. Hey, this is a GBA SP. These two are perfectly identical in size, so you can easily put one on it, right? You could totally slap that on there, couldn't you? Besides the silver model I'm holding, there are 3 additional color options, bringing the total to 4 available models currently. Now, if we look at the screen, it's not one with a big chin anymore. Let's grab the 30X XSP. The screen on the silver model has been noticeably shifted upwards. Ah, mystery solved, isn't it? The upper bezel has been relocated to the chin area, and having the screen positioned upward in the center is actually where our normal visual focus naturally lands. Then on the handheld itself, we notice that the 2 joysticks at the bottom were removed, making it much more like a GBA SP in appearance. And significantly, the D-pad has also been enlarged. For those of us who've studied physics, you'll understand that increasing the surface area reduces pressure, meaning it won't feel as uncomfortable or dig into your thumb. The original one was quite thin. This D-pad is quite a bit larger compared to the GBAs. Then next to A and B, there are additional X and Y buttons. Some gamers might ask, why not just get rid of the X and Y? Well, considering this is an emulation device, those X and Y buttons still serve a pretty important purpose. The screen is 3.4 inches and can do 3 times pixel-perfect scaling for the GBA resolution. You should all be very familiar with this by now. This 3.4-inch 30XX SP uses the same screen. This time, it's thinner than the 30XX SP. The handheld's thickness is pretty much identical to the GBA SPs, which you can clearly see right here. Hinge. The bottom. The battery is non-removable, and it doesn't have a card slot. But besides that, the thickness and size are practically identical, you could say. Then let's open them all up. This is the RGSP, GBA SP, and 30XX SP. Their lengths are similar. The 30XX SP is just a bit thicker. Moreover, the anti-slip grille on the back has now been eliminated, contributing to a much more sleek and overall simplified appearance. Let's also check out the shoulder button position. On the original 30XX SP, both shoulder buttons stuck out. They weren't flush with the bottom. Here, the L and R buttons are flush, while L2 and R2 are raised. You can also see it supports mini HDMI video output, and it's capable of OTG and Type-C charging. The charging indicator light on the right is the same as before. You've got the power switch, reset, and TF card slot. On the left, volume up or down, and the system card slot. Here's its lanyard hole, and the 3.5mm headphone jack is at the bottom. Let's see it next to the Retroid. The Retroid is a little smaller than this one. This paint finish material is really excellent, isn't it? The Retroid is made of aluminum alloy, but this one's plastic, yet the paint application gives it a very strong, noticeable metallic texture and feel, wouldn't you agree? Paint job's good this time. Quality materials used. Now, let's examine the weight. The RGSP is 108 grams, the 30XX is 175 grams, and the GBA SP, specifically with a game cartridge inserted, 166 grams. Oh wow, it's just 2 grams off from the original GBA SP. That's incredibly precise, isn't it? And is the internal battery actually affixed to the CPU itself then? Lastly, we will be opening it up so that everyone can have a look at the internal layout and arrangement. This design, of course, is for playing GB games. Let's turn it on and take a look. Interface is familiar, Anbernic's custom Linux. Its processor is the H700, which you should all be familiar with, so you know what it can do. So FC, these are some of the games. Of course, with this kind of pot chip button feel, what everyone probably wants to know most is whether the buttons have gotten any softer. From my personal experience, due to the wider buttons, it actually feels like they've become a bit softer. But let's verify that with concrete data by using our digital scale. Alright, it's been taired. Now let's take a closer look at the button press values and pressure sensitivity. 90. Check the ABXY. 50-60. This taired 33 SP. Press the D-pad first. 120-130. Check the ABXY. 110. Based on the numbers, it really does feel like the buttons are much easier to press. Now, let's check the GB-ASP after over a decade of wear on its membranes. 50. Check A and B. 50, 60. Overall, the membrane that's been pressed for over 10 years is definitely much softer, offering a more yielding feel. It keeps the 35X XSP's lid screen absorption. See, it's already latched. And wake on open. The original GB-ASP can't do that. No matter what you do, it has no Hall sensor inside. That feature didn't show up until the NDS. So how do you play PSP games without a joystick? Alright, let's go ahead and give it a try then, shall we? On the H700 version, it's around 20 frames per second. So without a joystick, how exactly does one move the character? I suspect it's by pressing the power button. Let's give that a try, shall we? Yes, that's exactly right. Before joysticks, A and B ERNIC handled it this way. This completely solves the issue of playing PSP games without any joysticks. It certainly looks much better without joysticks, compared to having them. With this GB-ASP design and this 3x pixel perfect screen, you're obviously going to be playing GBA games. Well then, what game should we get into, huh? We absolutely must jump into Wario Land 4. Here you can see the edges of its screen aren't like the 35XXSP. The edges of these two screens are different. We can clearly see here that there's a very substantial bevel. All four of the RGSP screen's bevels have been made to be of equal width. Let's take a look at the GB-ASP. It's quite small, and indeed, all four sides feature an equally wide bevel. This looks a bit more harmonious. You can see it like this, right? It's bigger, and without the visual center being too low, it's more harmonious and looks much better. Although it's the very same screen, which one do you find more appealing? Is it the one positioned on the left, or perhaps the one on the right? It also has ported games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and others like Harvest Moon and Panzer Dragoon. They're all here. Later, third-party systems should enable you to add your own ported games, including their runtime stores. Then, let's examine the system information. Currently, regarding the memory usage, it has been changed to 1 GB of operating memory. On the original 35X XSP, the available memory is still 2 GB. Right, after all that talk, I don't think I've told you the price. Its selling price is 309 Chinese yuan. I think that's pretty good. The wait-and-see crowd won. This time the design is absolutely perfect. The two joysticks have been removed, so the overall thickness of the unit is now exactly the same as the original GBA console, and the size is also perfectly identical. They've even managed to put the logo on it. And just think, for applications you'll still find Bilibili, along with various video players, ebooks, PDFs, and music players. Oh, and it does have just one speaker. So, what are your thoughts? Are you gonna get caught by this one this time around? Okay, next, let's take it apart and see what its internal structure looks like. Alright, let's go ahead and crack this thing right open. Oh, I've just noticed something. The H700 battery. Let's go ahead and open up the 35X XSP as well, and then we can take a closer look at the internal distinctions between these two devices. Here, you can clearly observe that the internal components are essentially identical. However, the antenna's placement has been altered. It has been redesigned into an integrated module in this version. 2 GB RAM does look different from 1 GB. Alright, let's just go ahead and restore it to its original condition. It's set to launch on August 4th at 6 p.m. So, 309 yuan, what are your thoughts on it? I'm not going to test any other games because if you're buying this, you're definitely getting it mainly for GBA games. Alright everyone, that concludes our RGSP handheld console review for this episode. And if there's anything else you'd like to know, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the section below. If you like this, hit the 4 buttons. Have a happy day. This is Wan Ji She.